Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's been a hot minute since we last did a stream, but we're back. Alright, we're making more spooky dooky characters. Just got an ad. Oh, tragic. I have ads set to the minimum I'm able to without making a manual, so hopefully they're not too intrusive. But hello! Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, Goofy. Welcome, Cryphobia. Welcome, Shattered Keys. Welcome, Incorporated. How y'all doing? Give me my character hybrid Freddy. Well, today we're working on specific characters. I know last time I said here. Actually, let's get us on the general stream screen. Hello. Oh wait, hold on. I need to bring up my little funny character. Do you remember me? You're gonna have to refresh my memory. I'm very bad at remembering names. Hold on a second. I need to get my funny character up. Videotube mini.exe. There he is. Alright, now it should be working properly if I go back to general. A donation! Let me heart it. There we go. It's been hearted. Hey, there I am. My funny little helmet. Doing good, I'm doing good. Glad to hear it. Mr. Hippo's cooked. Alright, so that's what I was going to say. I know I said we were going to do Mr. Hippo last time, and we are still going to do him, but I did get a little bit of inspiration, because one of the other characters that we had in the queue was going to be Bon Bon, the little hand puppet version that chills on Funtime Freddy's hand. Remember that stream where you made the BRB screen and I tried to help you with it, with Mr. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, welcome back. It's the Diver Man. Yeah, there he is. Look at him. So we're going to be making a little, almost nightmare Funtime Freddy design, because I had a little bit of inspiration when I thought on it. First of all, I want to just expose, before we move on from Mr. Hippo, because we're going to do him after Funtime Freddy. But I want to just show a little bit of the reference material I gathered for horrifying hippos. Insert his new layer. Yep, go for it. There we go. Look at that. Pure horror. Insert his new layer. Absolute monster right here. Okay, so just so that you have a little bit of a taste for what Mr. Hippo's gonna look like, he's gonna be terrifying. But no, that's not what we're doing. Today we're doing Funtime Freddy and Bon Bon to an extent. Although Bon Bon's gonna be part of Funtime Freddy. What do you think of PHP? What is PHP? Chat's a bit slow. Is it? Do I have slow mode on or something? I mean, there's only... Let me check how many people are here. We got 8 people here. Yeah, it's, you know, it's about what I would expect. Anyway, we're not doing Mr. Hippo today. We're doing Funtime Freddy. And the reason why is because I started to think of, like, nightmare designs for Funtime Freddy. And the fact that his face kind of opens up made me think, like, oh, that's ripe for, like, horror concepts. And we already have Bon Bon on the docket anyway. It's okay to ask, when's a good time for you to see my fan art? We usually do fan art at the end of a stream. So if anybody wants to make stuff during the stream, or if they want to, you know, shout it out at the end, that's usually when we do it. Make Funtime Freddy's face open up? Exactly. So I got thinking, and y'all might want to be prepared for this absolute horror of a reference image. No, that's not what we're doing. We're doing, have any of you seen Annihilation? If you've seen the movie Annihilation, you already know what I'm talking about, probably. But for those of you who haven't seen it, there's... I mean, the basic concept of it is there's, like, this weird zone, there's, like, aliens or something, but, like, DNA gets all jumbled up and you get, like, people mixing with plants and rabbits mixing with alligators, just weird stuff. Really good movie if you like horror. But there's one creature that is like a human mixed with a bear thing that I kind of want to draw inspiration for a nightmare design of Funtime Freddy. I'm going to put that up here. This is the bear from the movie. And I won't spoil what makes him interesting, but if you watch the movie, you already know. I got a couple of other designs. Ooh.
Megla search up Gulper Eel, trust me on this.
Gulper Eel. Alright, I'll trust you. Hold on. Let's go to Google. I'll pull up a separate tab. There we go. Gulper Eel. I spelt it with 3 E's. Why did that happen? Oh yeah, these I remember these things. Yeah, look at these little fellas. I'll bring them on screen. Look at that. These little monsters. These things are freaky. What wasn't there? This reminds me of that one deep sea cryptid that got like super popular recently. It was like the super big one with the smile. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I'm sure someone will remember the name. But I'm going to pull up a couple of the other reference images that we're going to use to try and block out the idea. I love gulper eels though. I love a lot of deep sea fish. They're awesome. Deep sea is my, like, that's my vibe, horror-wise. Yeah, it was something like... I forget its name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like a giant creature. So we got bear skulls, we got the Annihilation Bear. Let's get another Annihilation Bear up there, just to really have like some cool skull designs for it. Look at that. It's got like people face in it. It's crazy. It's such a cool monster design. We're gonna bring this down here, maybe in the bottom left corner. What else do we need for bears? We can bring the actual skulls and stuff into the program already. The smile monster with all the teeth. Yeah, the like... there's like the bloop, which is the big one, but that's like a circle. And then there's the other one. I think it has like a Spanish name or something. And it looks a lot like a giant gulper eel with a big smile. And then actually, we're going to need to decide between 2 different puppet styles. So we got this one. Oh boy, that's a giant image in comparison to everything else I have. Hold on. Scale that down. We got this potential hand puppet style. I want the hand puppet to be cute, because it's going to kind of be like an anglerfish type thing, where it lures you in with like, oh, look at this cute little puppet, and then like a mile away on a giant slinky arm is this thing. With its face all opened up, and it's got goo monster vibes. So we can do that, or we can just go with a classic little sock puppet vibe. This one's a little more off-putting, but still like believably cute. So we'll have to pick between one of those two. Are we gonna do Funtime Freddy as nightmarish? Yeah, we're basically taking Funtime Freddy and deciding to turn him into like a nightmare creature design. That's the goal. I'll actually put up a poll for this one because I want to know. Start poll. What should Bon be? Sock puppet left or plushie right? There we go. I'll start the poll and y'all can get voting on that. I'll need to close it out in Stream Elements though. I hate that it doesn't just do that by default. I don't know why it doesn't. YouTube chat. Interact. Close the poll there. There we go. Now it's not on screen. I always wanted to Yelp your series, Megla. Like, make a Yelp page? Or like help out with it. Have Funtime Freddy can remove his head, revealing his corpse inside. That's what I'm saying. I think it's not necessarily going to be a bear. my vibe that I'm thinking of for this, and it's kind of what this bear makes me think of, is it's gonna be like bear skin and bones and stuff, but inside of it's like some kind of weird goop monster or something. And that's why the face opens up, is whenever it wants to get you, it just opens up. I think that's most of our reference images. Let's see, what else do we have? We don't need much else for... Oh, no, yeah. Another thing, for general body style, because that's what I was getting to, is for thinking kind of goopy stuff. Maybe like a rubber hose style, not necessarily actually looking like rubber hose, but like kind of lanky inside, cartoonish, not quite like real creature looking on the inside. I want it to look weird. So these are our reference images. I cannot draw, but let's get a basic vibe going. Here we go. Let's make the brush way smaller. So for basic body shape, work on the Minecraft Mackenzie Centering module, finish the arcade and added the posters. I'm going to try to finish the water park. Hell yeah. So for basic body shape, I'm thinking like it's not going to be on all fours. It's kind of going to be like goofy like, so we're going to give it a bit of... Oh, I'm drawing white. That'll cause problems. All right, there we go. Is that drawing? Yeah, there we go. That's drawing properly. So I'm thinking it's going to kind of have like... Bear in mind, I cannot draw. I can 3D model, but I cannot draw. We're going to have the body of the bear, sort of. And it's going to kind of have like loosey-goosey bits of flesh and stuff. Then we're going to have the bear's head. Look at that. That's a bear head. And he's frowning because he's evil. Beautiful art is going to come from this, don't you worry. And then we give him lanky little weird legs. But then I want him to have arms too. And those are going to come out to our little bunny puppet. He's going to have little arms and legs. Look at him. Look at that. He's so happy. He's beautiful. And he's happy because he's tricking you into thinking that you should be happy too.
You can make his limbs actual rubber hoses, with the actual animatronic puppeting the limbs behind it.
That's true. What I'm thinking is, because this is going to be more of a nightmare design, so I'm not too worried about animatronic components. But I'm thinking the general idea is we're going to kind of have like almost like a bear pelt over rubber hosey style goop. You know what I mean? So it's like if you took a bear and just destroyed everything inside of it that made it alive and then sort of morphed it into this shape. You know what I mean? Like, this is obviously designed to look like this. If you just took this and metamorphosized it into that, that's what I'm thinking. I meant by helping the series. Ah, gotcha. I might eventually need voice acting work in the future. I am going to put a call out for that eventually. But that's like after this next episode. So if anybody wants to help with that, just saying, pay attention to my Twitter. I might eventually put out a call for that. This is more of a passion project thing. I don't really have a lot of money to pay people right now, but I will try and see what I can do. Because I might put out a call for that. So, just saying. So yeah, beautiful drawings aside, I think this is the general mood board that we can refer back to of what we want. And I think what we're going to start with, we can close the poll. Damn, it's actually a perfect 50-50 poll. I guess it comes down to my opinion then. What do we want between these two? I think the fluffiness is going to be a little more difficult to do. Sock puppet, but... Well, because, yeah. I think sock puppet might fit the vibe a little better. because it can be a little more like DIY, a little more scraggly, a little more dirty. I think we'll go with sock puppet. That's gonna be our vibe. So we're gonna have him have like one big wiggly goo arm that comes out, and it's got this sock puppet on the end of it. And then in the darkness, you see like this with its face open and retro reflective shiny eyes. I can see it now. Plushie so it can crawl towards you. Actually, that's true. Bonbon does detach. Actually, you're swaying me now. Okay, yeah. I think this makes more sense because it has like arms and legs and stuff. And if it can detach, that could actually be pretty good. Wait, if you could tell us one word that connects with a future Mackenzie episode, what would be a word? Think about it while I'm swapping over to Blender real quick. Look, it's The Lighthouse. I love that movie. One word. Well, it would be a cop-out answer to say bow. Because we already know that bow is going to be the next video. I don't know. I'd have to think on it. There's a lot of potential options that I could go with, and I don't want to choose one that's too spoilery, but I don't want to choose one that's lame, so I'll think on it. Or string connected to Freddy's arm so it can slither. Yeah, it'll have like little tendons and stuff. That could be cool. Alright, first step though. We need to take it one step at a time, because we're working... This is going to be a decently bigger project, alright? We're definitely not getting this done in one stream. But I want to make progress on it. So let's start out with a bear skull. We just want a bear skull to start out with, and we can work forward from there. So let's make this subdivided. Subdivision. Do it like 4 or 5 times. This is the first step of basically every project ever. 3. There we go. I think that'll do it. Let's do 5. Why not? Can never have too much. Alright, sculpting. We want... Or no, actually, before we do that, let's get a general shape. We want our pictures from before. So let's get a side skull. There we go. Here, rotate that a little bit. Rotate it 180. Image. We want to change it to perspective as well, and both sides. There we go. Now it's good. Yellow, how's stream going? It's going pretty good, Hydra Martian. Do you know Make Human? I do not know what or who or anything of what that is. I have a question. I was rereading the newspaper for lore. Who's Emily or Emma or Ella? I have terrible memory. That was Emily, and I can't directly say without doing too much spoiling. But it's good that you're going back and rereading them, because I do feel like people kind of gloss over those a little bit. Admittedly, the actual text of it is a bit hard to read, but the bits that people have been able to make out, I feel like might be worth second thought. I'll say that much. Okay. Let's bring that there. Give it a nice cranium shape, but then also kind of flatten it out a little bit. We don't want the bear to have the gamer headphone dent. That's not the vibe. There we go. It's an add-on on Blender where you can make human characters. Really? Is it like you start out with a character base or something? Like a mannequin sort of thing? Or is it just like flat out you have characters already made? Let's move this here. That's pretty good. I think probably extrude this and then just readjust. for the nose bridge and the brow. Wonderful. And then that's good. I just know we're gonna swap over to the front side and it's gonna be terrible. I could read it all. Oh, hey, good to hear. Because there is some stuff in there that is useful. I did realize that YouTube compression might mess up the view a little bit, so I didn't put anything in there that was like, oh, you're not going to understand if you don't get it, but it does add to the story. Use a blank character and add assets like skin, eyes, hair, clothes. You just have to download a folder to get it, I think. Interesting. I do feel like a lot of tools like that, can be helpful, but I don't like to rely on them too much. Just because whenever it comes down to like actually making a character, I do feel like just figuring out the challenging parts of it does help me learn a little bit. But every now and then something like that can be helpful just to like cut down on time spent making things. Okay, we're gonna have to bring that in a little bit, but that should be good. Alright, you ready to swap to perspective view and have this look god-awful? Oh yeah, look at that. That looks exactly like a bear skull. Alright, now we go to the front view. Oh, yeah, we're in edit mode. Move that. Happy these streams aren't like, guys, please send me laughing disco. Just, yeah. We're just chilling here. We're not too crazy unless we feel like getting a little chaotic, a little bit evil. But not any more chaotic and evil than the average person, so you know. This isn't going to be 1-to-1, but it will be close enough for a reference. Alright. Let's take you, change your viewability. There we go. What's with laughing disco? I don't even know what that is. To be honest, a lot of times people in chat will say things and I just recognize I'm out of the loop, you know? So if that's a thing, I don't know. Let's see. Love your FNAF VHS, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's... Okay, so from the look of it, this back here will be thinner. This is more like a ridge. Y-axis. What's up? Welcome. Actually, it's not FNAF. It's Samuel. Yeah. It's inspired, though. Very, very clearly. I think the widest part is going to be cheekbones, but we'll have to sculpt that out. Skulls are a little complicated, so we can probably fudge it a little bit with the whole cracked open part. That's a good thing about making something that's meant to be broken looking, is you can just kind of be like, ah, well, if there's a part that I don't really want you to look at much, I can just say it broke off. Let's narrow the front a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Kind of looks like a strange bug face right now. This is reminding me of something out of Hollow Knight, almost. But we'll make it look more like a bear. In due time, we can make it look pretty later. We just have to make it exist first. Actually, you should listen to the #1 rising song, The Door is Jammed. Trust me on this. I'll have to look it up after this. Okay, that's a pretty good skull base. We'll have to do a lot of sculpting to make it work, but that can work for the top bit so far. Maybe we do a little inset here. Yeah, there we go. That makes it more like a... Well, not entirely, but There we go. That's gonna be more helpful as like a skull. It kind of looks like a bird now. We'll figure it out. Hollow Knight Fun Time Freddy confirmed. Yeah, we're turning him into a little Hollow Knight bug. Actually, I've bamboozled all of you. Okay, let's work on this top half, and we'll get the bottom half of the jaw next. Sculpting. Okay, I think the front profile is gonna be the roughest to get right. Let's just kind of grab things and mush them around. See how we feel about it. Okay, so it's gonna have like the eyes are not really outward. They're kind of just like part of it. From clown shoes, honestly, I think that's probably what we should do if we want to sell the whole like goofy vibe. Let's give him sunken in eye cavity. But it also kind of extends back to the brain area. Okay, well that's... Oh no, that's... Yeah, it's a little mushy looking because it's not pre-topologized yet, but just rough sculpting. Bring this down to like 0.9, something like that. Does that look smooth now? Yeah, there we go. Now we're working with topology. And we'll reshape his gamer-dented little head after the fact, don't worry. Where else does it... Kind of extends downward, even to the jaw, really. And then same thing on the back, so there's kind of like a little, yeah, this thing going on. Smooth it all out so it isn't completely broken. Remesh. Smooth out again. Honestly, let's remesh bigger. So I want to make it smoother than it is. There we go. Lovely. Trying a clown animatronic? Hell yeah. We need to pinch this up top. So we'll go over here. Pinch it so it's more of a ridge. And then smooth this profile out a bit. It's a bit more skull-like, and then we need to extend this outward a little bit, so we'll elastic hook that. Well, maybe not that one. Where's the other one? Is it pull? Pull kind of works. We'll do pull. Yeah. And then sink this in some more. Honestly, I think this is the fastest that sculpting something has made it look like what I'm trying to make it look like. Mesh. See, guys, I'm improving. Alright. That's a little more eye-like. We need to make this narrower, though. Grab. Alright, cool. Teeth would help? Yeah, for sure. Creature skull, yes, indeed. Okay, let's get this nose bit figured out, because right now it keeps looking like a bird no matter what I do, so we need to give it like the nose proper. Let's see what we're missing here. Okay, so that needs to come in firstly. There we go, and then that needs to be a nasal cavity, which we can do. Rope, remesh and soften that up a bit. How does that look from the front? It needs to be a little more uppish, uppies. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Be cool if you reacted to my series. I don't too much reaction content. Unfortunately, it's not really my cup of tea. Let's move that here. At least for video production, anyway. And does he have a prominent bridge? Kind of. Well, what we need to do, because this is too... It's not flared enough. It needs to come out here and narrow in sooner. Be more gaunt. There we go. It's looking better. And these are too far out, so we need to bring this in. These out. There we go. That's looking more skull-like. And it's got like pockets for teeth. Blob will do it. Maybe. Okay, what I'm noticing is we need to thin this whole thing out a little bit. There we go. And then this needs to be more curved properly. So let's make it feel more like it's separate. There we go. And then we can just make these teeth for now, but I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this whole section and kind of come back to it. Yeah, see, now that makes him look more like a cow. How much of that is tooth and how much of that is skull? Let's bring it back until it's just skull. There we go. So about that much of it is skull, and then we bring that down too. Oh, didn't want to bring that too far up. Alrighty. See, now that's looking a little more lumpy, a little more skull-like. You love to see it. It's gonna be a long-ass stream if we're doing 2 animatronics and better grab snack. Yeah, we're just gonna be doing this one for now. To be honest, it looks like the Grim Reaper. Yeah, for now. We're gonna add a pelt on top of him and stuff and make him look a little more raggedy and gross looking. That'll hopefully help out a bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of like the tooth area. How much does it come out generally? It's less so that it comes out and more so that everything around it is squished in. So honestly, we'll just like bring that in a bit. Yeah, there we go. There's like a divot here. I don't know what that is, but we'll add it. Why not? Where's thumb? I think thumb will do that. There we go. Clay thumb. Clay thumb did not do that. Okay. We'll do grab then. Is that it? Almost. It's not quite right. We'll come back to it on a proper detail pass. Have you thought about that one word yet? Not yet. Focus on getting these cheeks out, because this needs to be like... Is that all that? Bear skulls look weird, man. So that's not side profile. That's like all the way out here. At least not all of it is side profile. Okay, so we need to go up top and start bringing this open. To make that more of like an actual skull. We'll bring that up and then make this that, and we'll retopologize so it can be a little neater.
I love your work, man.
Thank you, appreciate it. Give you a little heart. Alright, there we go. That's looking a little more skull-like. Yeah, they have strange skulls. And that's kind of like a separate area from this. So if we take this and just bring this down a bit and smooth it out here. And we need to smooth that out too. Remesh. Maybe make it more chunky, it looks like a beaver. Honestly, yeah. Little nightmare bow action. And the teeth are kind of here, so let's make this a little less. Oh, that's inward. A little less of a harsh line. Or even just smooth it out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's looking like a skull. We do a sharp draw there. No, not sharp draw. There's like something here. I wonder what that's for. Weird anatomy. Hi, Megla. Welcome back, Plagueis. My boy. Let's... I guess we'll just do it right here. Come back and try it again. Because that does seem like a vital part of it. Needs to be a little more like a nudge. Yeah, we won't go too deep with it, but all those small details do add up. And now for the stuff that really makes it look like a skull. We need all the like weird cracks and divots and stuff. Let's make that really sharp if we can. And up the resolution. So watch this. Whoa! Suddenly, if we add all these weird fusion points, we make it a little crackly and not symmetrical. Oh. Let me kind of maybe add some like scars and stuff. Now it's like an actual skull. And all of this needs to be weird and messed up looking. We'll make this one symmetrical though. There we go. Looks like head damage, which is exactly what we want. You want it to be a little damaged because it is going to be like a not deer, but for bear. So like a not bear. Or something that ate a bear and is now pretending to be a bear. Get these cheekbones a little more up and prominent. Smooth out all that strange topology. The back of the head is like a complete cavity. Although we're not going to see this part much. But we will try and do it a little bit of justice. Just because we're going to have some gloop going up in there. Pull a gloop, hold the Augustus. How does that look from the side? Here's the option to just hide this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so what are we looking at here? So that's the jaw coming up into a cavity there. Interesting. We're probably going to have a lot of this back section covered by fur, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. I just want to get the general shape right. Not fun time, Barrett. Yeah. Bad time, Freddy. Instead of fun time. I'm a genius. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Alright. So we'll just do a little bit of caving in here, but we're not going to get too crazy with it. Smooth that out. Yep, that looks skull-ish. Maybe just drag this way a little bit because it does kind of come to a peak. Alright, that's skull-ish. Skull-like enough. Bad time, Frederick. Exactly. So you understand the assignment. Alright, and then we're gonna have a little more sticking out here. And then a little more not sticking out here. Then remesh it again. Smooth it out a little bit more. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. We got a not bad skull to start with. Frederick dunks on us, yeah. He's got mad ball skills. Alright, let's see. That's a strange looking brain, but you know what? If the reference says that's what it looks like, then I'll go with it. Maybe we pinch this a bit more, and then we bring the actual brain part out. Just a bit. Let's make it bulbous. Like that. Like that. There we go. A little more room for cavity there. Alright. I think it's a pretty good start to a skull. It's a pretty good skull. Surprised something as cool as this could be made so quickly. Yeah, you just gotta practice with stuff, you know. Also, imperfection always helps. So the more that you can mess up stuff, the better. Because organic stuff, you always have little imperfections. Now let's move this a little bit. Just make it a little wobbly and weird and not right. That'll help sell that it's a real thing. See what I mean? That immediately improves it. Do the same with the nose. And we'll make it not symmetrical. Since everything's a little closer together. Bring this one higher up than the other bit. Maybe make this side a little higher up and this side a little lower down. Make it a little crooked. Maybe this eye is a little lower, this eye is a little higher. You know the vibe. And honestly, that just makes it look more like an actual thing. Made fan art Megala? Hell yeah. We'll look at it after stream's done. Alright, I think... Honestly, well, hold on. This top part, seems like these crests are a little more sharp. Let's make that a... Oh wait, hold on. We're not symmetrical right now. These crests are a little sharper. Just kind of draw down around where they're at. Make them a little sharper. There we go. Check out the side profile, make sure it's all good. Bring it all up a little bit, make it a little bit less lumpy, but not too much less lumpy. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, cool. Now we need to add tusks and teeth and stuff. Although I want them to interlock with the bottom jaw, so let's make a bottom jaw too. It's the top of the head done in only 250,000 faces. Okay. To layout. Cube. Again. Subdivision. 5 again. And we'll hide the top head. Whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. gonna start at the base. Oh yeah, wait, no, we don't have see-through. Let's turn that on. So we'll start down here and work our way backwards from that. There we go. Bring that down. Also bring this down to like right there-ish. Lovely. Orb. All comes from orb at the beginning. Thus is the way of 3D. To orb we arise, and to orb we shall fall. Alright. Bring that down. Just a little bit. Down, extrude it, bring it up, and also down to give it a little bit more strong of a jaw. This honestly might be too many, but we'll figure it out after the fact. And I want to just bring it back to here, and we'll figure out these other bones next. It's like their own section of it. Just make this sharp-ish. Alright, cool. Mark my new idea. I want to make Mark and Colin partners. I don't know what that is. You'd have to enlighten me. Bring it on the y-axis. Oh, no. Mirror. There we go. About there. GY. If I make it too thin, that's going to be like a beaver skull or something. Let's actually bring this up so we can see what we're working with. There we go. That'll line it up perfectly. Is that the one? Yeah, there we go. GY. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Lovely. It's gonna have a little bit of an overbite. You know, camera shakeify? I do not, but I know how to make a camera shake manually. The hard part would be making the sharp teeth. Yeah, that's usually the tough part. Although honestly, they look a little dull, if I'm being honest. I think most of the power of the bear just comes from the sheer force of it, rather than the sharpness of the teeth. So honestly, it shouldn't be too bad. It is already looking pretty bear-like, though. Pretty big fan of how this is turning out. Okay, and so then we're going to add side cubes. Should use it, it's easier. Honestly, the way that I've been using it, using in-blender stuff so far has been not too bad. Now, if it's like a single button press, then maybe. I'm pretty, you know, I'm very touchy about adding new add-ons because I already have way too many. If I'm being very honest with you, I have to sort. It's to the point where it's like, oh, I have all these add-ons, but then I have to sort through the add-ons in order to use them properly, and at that point, it takes more time to find the add-ons than I save by using them. So I don't want to do too much add-on overload. This we can just sort of mesh together. Scale on the y-axis. Okay, there we go. Let's bring that down. Bring that forward. There we go. You gotta thin this out at the top. Honestly, maybe just sharpen it up. Scale on the X. Yeah, that kind of comes through to the top as like a little joint. Blow this out a bit. I don't know if that's how it actually works, but that's the way I'm gonna do it. Artistic license for the win. Okay, and then remesh. This is gonna be our friend here. How does that look remeshed? It's a little rough, but we can work with it. So look at the front, so it's gotta be a little smaller. So let's make sure that's actually a little bit smaller. GY, nope. You need to scale it all, because I did mirror. Scale on the Y. Scale on the Y. Scale on the both sides on the Y. There we go. Right, how much of that is teeth? It actually is largely teeth. So I need to bring that back. Honestly, this whole top part, we can just forget it. Delete it. Fill that in. There we go. Is that better? It's much better. There we go. Beautiful. Just posted Colin the Clown. Hope you like him. We'll check him out after stream. From the front, it looks like Mangle from FNAF. Interesting. It does look a lot more like... Without the teeth, it makes it look a lot more like a sort of animatronic style thing. Also, the remesh isn't helping. It's very low poly. Let's make this like point... You don't want to increase it too fast because then it gets wacky. We'll do 0.5. Okay, that's better. I can at least work with it. We'll have to thin this out. Okay. I'm comfortable starting to work with that. Sculpting time. Let's bring this to 0.03 instead. Animatronic reptile from the front. Yeah, for real. Actually, wait a minute. Before we apply this, I want to make one more change. I want to inset the ultimate tool. Inset GZ Alt G Alt Z. No. What would individual origins? It's normal. So now if I do GZ, no, Z. Good enough for me. It's kind of a ridge. It works. Whatever. That looks more scully. Okay, instantly that's better. Your remesh, make it 0.3 instead of 0.5 because I do need a little more resolution. Followed you on Twitter, appreciate it. I don't post much there, but when I do, I like to think it's bangers. It's mostly just hating on AI over there, though. I'm not gonna lie. So if you like that, then you'll like my Twitter. There we go. Let's kind of layer. Whoa, not that way. That's interesting and kind of freaky looking. There we go, that helps. It's like give it like a meat jaw. I mean, this is wearing like a flesh bear suit, so maybe a meaty jaw is exactly what we need. Personally, follow you on Blue Sky since I stopped using Twitter a long time ago. I kind of stopped using both for the most part. It's just like, it's either you get Twitter, and Twitter's full of, you know, not very pleasant people. lot of Nazis on Twitter, a lot of just hateful people, a lot of people who vague post 24/7 in order to get engagement. It's like, okay, this is just a useless app now. And then when you don't get those people, you get over to Blue Sky, and on Blue Sky, it's a better app. It's a lot more like actual engagement of like value, you know. But it's also just like, I don't really need social media much, so I just cut both out of my life for the most part. But if I do make announcements, I make it on Blue Sky and Twitter. Okay, so let's bring this down a bit. So I guess that would be the question then. How do we feel about a bottom jaw being kind of flesh? So maybe it's just like the top of his head's been like scalped off almost, and we just have like a meaty half flesh sort of bottom jaw, some loose tendons. I think that could be cool. You know what? Why not? I'll look up bear jaw pictures. Bear roaring images. Because then we can give it a weird dangly tongue thing that's like half connected, half not. You can get real body horror with it. You're a good bear. I'll take you. I need to hide my display just in case I open up a folder full of spoilers for Mackenzie's or something. Save image as. Okay, it opened it up on the correct monitor, so we're good actually, but still, alright. Save image. I don't know. Is that... No, it's a YouTube. Well, it's a YouTube thumbnail, so it could be anything. Any of this is AI, forgive me. Google's practically useless nowadays. Okay, display should be back now. Alright. Now we bring our roaring bear friend. Roar! Oh, yeah, no, we need to go to object mode. My bad, Blender. I was just kidding. There we go. Put that there, and then a much more useful front-on view. Although I don't know if it's a real bear or not, because again, like I said, Google is goddamn useless nowadays. It's close enough to the idea of a bear that I'll so what about right there. Oh yeah, we need to make it perspective as well. Let's go to this, both perspective, copy to selected, copy to selected. There we go. So now it should be, yep, there we go. Lovely, lovely. Now, how do we want to make this look? We do need to bow it in a little bit more, probably. It's going to be wrong looking on purpose, but we still don't want to get it a little bit right. This will be covered in fuzz for the most part anyway. So then we're going to give it lips afterward as like a layer of skin. So most of this under stuff you're not going to see, so we can leave that as whatever. We just want to get the inside of the mouth right with the teeth and stuff. Alright. That bone goes up into a good joint. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Let's bring this up a little bit. This down. And then this out. And then thin out. Where's the thin? There we go. There's the thin. Thin out this bit just a little. Same on the back side. Hopefully. A little more bone-esque. Alright, cool. And then we'll fill that up with an actual tongue and flesh and stuff. But for now, let's just get teeth in there. Flare this up since it'll have flesh for gums. And this will be more like actual throat, kind of. So then we'll move that down and out of the way. Before it turns into bone at the top. Connected with some tendons and stuff later. For now, that's good. A tongue can fit in there. Looks like a bear, but wrong, which we like. Alright, let's make some too. Oh, we're upside down. Okay. We're back right side up. I just summarized the entire plot of Stranger Things. Alright. Teeth! Give me your chompers, bear. This is gonna make him very frightening. Siren lights, alright, Clippy. I remember you from the good old days of Microsoft. Took a little sip of water. Started muting with that because apparently whenever ice shifts around in my water bottle, it just sounds like a nuclear bomb's gone off in my back pocket, which, as funny as that is, conceptually, I do not want to hurt people's ears. Mirror, subdivide. Now see, this is what's really going to tie it together. I think you should base this off Junior's Freddy. Could be a good idea. I think I want to keep it mostly like naturalistic bear vibe though. Mirror Y. There we go. Scale down. We'll bring that there. Just get this side profile correct first. Since I'm using real photos, real people photos, I'll use Human Maker, so I won't have a problem, yeah. I mean, reference is always good to use, even if you're using tools that make the process easier. Let's bring that forward. Never underestimate the value of a reference. I'll subdivide that once. Alt S. Bring it on with Y. GZ. Let's make this a little duller. Alright, how do they look from a front profile? Let's hide this one for now. We'll hide the bottom jaw too. They kind of go outwards, actually. So we'll just rotate these on the Z a little bit. Okay, there we go. I was a little confused for a second. Bring that outward. Lovely. We'll do a little bit of re-sculpting here to bow this bit out. There we go. Nice and proper looking. Shade these smooth. Well, we need to get this ray tracing out of here. We are wasting resources. There we go. Now we're back to cycles. Back to this. No more see-through. Right, then we need like a big old brick of teeth-looking material. Just need another cube, really. Bring that down. Scale it down. Mirror. Subdivide. Remesh. Let's bring it to like 5 and then tighten it up top and bottom. Just a little bit. Bring it along on the Y and then clipping activate. There we go. Beautiful. So figure out how to do the materials like by linking them. I mean, I know how to do materials. I don't quite know what you're referring to about linking them, though. I might know, but I just wouldn't know the terminology. What I mean by that is making the objects have the same materials. Oh, yeah, yeah. I figured that out. Bring that forward. That up and back. This forward a little bit. Cool, cool, cool. And our YouTube does ads during lives. Yeah, the only other alternative is I do them manually, but when I'm working on stuff, that's tough. So I do apologize. GX. Yeah, and if you can believe it, this is the least aggressive setting that it could possibly be at, so it could be even worse. You could be getting them more frequently. Okay, let's... Although, honestly, I don't know if YouTube has been, like, playing favorites or something, but for some reason, I've not been getting pretty much any ads once I started making content. I don't know if it's just like, oh, well, I make money for YouTube, so it's like, it just financially makes sense to be like, oh, you get an ad at the beginning and then nowhere in terms of mid-rolls. Like, I don't know if I have like a shadow premium or something, but I have not seen ads in a while. Okay, we can sculpt from this. Oh god. That turned into like 3 polygons. Like that point. Oh. No, way smaller. Okay, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Sculpting. What tab? Sculpts. There we go. Grab that, bring that all back. And then this bit up. Oh, it's not being symmetrized. God damn it. Symmetrize! Alright. There we go. Now it's working. Lovely. As you're modeling, I'm modeling too? Hell yeah. Brothers in arms. That'll separate out a little bit. It's kind of giving me like, you know when chimps smile? It's kind of giving me that vibe right now. It's not a pleasant one. I won't say that much. Chimpanzees are scary. Just in general. Do not want to mess with them. Alright, now let's make it a little more separated tooth-ish. How many teeth do they have at the front? They have a little more than that. Okay, so we're gonna make this higher res then. Let's just go way up. Why not? Huh? Like these, if you look at these less like teeth and more like gums, it kind of reminds me of when chimps smile, you know? I don't know. It's just, have you heard the horror stories of chimps? Not to go full Joe Rogan and start talking about monkeys just for 3 hours, but they are scary creatures. They are not to be messed with. This is looking worse than I wanted it to be. And we only need like little bumps. Okay, I think it's because my brush is way too big. Let's make this smaller. I see, that just made it worse. Honestly, we could probably just deal with bigger teeth. That'll be fine. Graham Mackenzie has a smooth skull's head. It's true. Her brain is smooth and wrinkleless. It allows for faster thinking. Unlike your brain, which has all these wrinkles and bumps. Gets in the way of thought. Okay, that's good. I think most of the detailing can come from what you call it, after stuff with materials and all that. Okay, let's make these bits here sharper though, because they look a little too dull for my taste. Has to be one of my like favorite tracks on the whole stream playlist. I love Psychonauts, man. Such a banger game. Such a banger 2 games, honestly. They're both really good. This is the sequel that did not disappoint. Ooh, thank you for the 5.
How do you think Wolfgang would look as a Funtime animatronic?
Wolfgang. I think he could look pretty cool. I think my thing with the fun times, I feel like they could look cooler with the whole like faceplate opening idea if they were more retro designs, you know? And I think Wolfgang could 100% encapsulate that. You know what I mean? Because the Funtime designs, they're cool, but they're a little too futuristic for my taste. So I think if I were to do something like that with Wolfgang, I would make it like an older one, but then have the mask kind of open up. It would be like floppy mask. Whereas this is going to be kind of bone, but it'll have a little bit of flesh at the bottom, so we can make a little bit of floppy cloth there. That'll be cool. Alright, let's go back to sculpt mode and puff this out a little bit so it looks... No, not that way. So it looks properly cemented in the skull. Like that. That's good. Let's give it a little bit of ridges. We're going to smooth them way out. There we go. Actually, let's make them longer and deeper. His teeth go way up in there. There we go. Lovely. That's looking very skull-like. Let's make this smoother. Did my Spotify stop? It didn't. Did my head... Oh, okay, there we go. My headphones just... They do this weird thing. Whenever audio's too low, they'll just cut out. I assume it's a power saving thing, but I really don't want them to do that. And I don't have an app to control it, so yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. How long has this stream been? Let's check. It's been about an hour 20. We're actually doing pretty good. And we've made decent progress for that time. Oh, let's Unhide things. Thank you for the 2. Love how you modeled him, by the way. It's kick-ass. Appreciate it. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good so far. We're gonna need to add these molars, actually. Let's do the molars next. Add another cube. Scale it down. Oh, wait. I did that wrong. You need to do it in edit mode so it can be mirrored. Search. Mirror. On the y-axis. Subdivide. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. And we'll do it in separate bits for this one. Now it's been about an hour 16. Indeed. And honestly, it's felt like no time at all. We're doing good here. Been flying right past. Alright, so this back one here is the longest, like, connected one. Let's do something like that. Duplicate this, scale it on the X, we'll put that there. A little bit longer for right there. Duplicate again. Make this one a little bit smaller. And just smaller in general. And make this one really small. We can sculpt from there. Bring that in on the Y. Nope. Okay, we need to go back to global, because that's starting to annoy me. Median. There we go. Now we're cooking. GY. Let's get rid of the bottom jaw for now so I can see what I'm doing. You have a Blender kit? I do not. Pretty much the only add-on... I will say, genuinely, if anybody's doing animation, the only add-on that I would say is, like, 100% necessary if you don't have it, in my humble opinion anyway, is animation layers. Because, my god, it allows for so much more control over your animations. It's frankly ridiculous. I know it's just like a repackaging of the base kit. Is it MLA? It's something. It's a repackaging of a base kit function of Blender, but like the base kit function's so confusing that like I wouldn't even bother. So if you don't have animation layers, that's like a hardcore recommendation for me. Y-axis. Everything else though kind of comes down to like, well, do you personally get use out of it? And if no, then might not be worth getting. If so, then you know, there you go. Also, Happy New Year, Megla. Oh yeah, Happy New Year. It's been a year. Hey guys, I haven't streamed since last year. Got him. All right, and now you can all -2 me. That's what that's how we do things here. But yeah, Happy New Year, Happy everything, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. New year, new me. I got a new part-time job, so I'll be making money for real. Let's see, what can let's bring that in a little more. Bunch of rage faces. Do you take inspiration from showbiz animatronics while designing Mackenzie? 100%. I will wear that on my shoulder. Or is it showbiz? I don't know if it was from Juniors. What is showbiz again? Why do I recognize that? Oh, Showbiz Pizza. Yeah, okay. Yeah, both Showbiz Pizza and Juniors. Took inspiration from both of those when making them. I don't know why I brain farted there for a second. Great joke. Yeah, I appreciate it. You'll only get the finest since last year New Year's jokes from me, okay? That's the quality that you can expect from this channel, right? Let's actually quick save in case we crash, because you never know. Alrighty, this is looking good. Let's bring it back up to 5 of these. We'll bring that one there and bring it up. Actually, no. We'll just sculpt it. Yeah, we'll add a little thing on each of them and make some more like teeth. Okay. And then I don't want these to merge on accident, so I'll rotate that and bring it back a little bit. And honestly, this one needs to rotate a little bit more and go here, and then this one needs to rotate a little bit more and then go here. Lovely. Anybody got any new games that they've been playing this year? Because I've started playing Resident Evil 4 for the first time, and I'm having a great time. I know it's one of those games that everybody's like, oh, it's one of the best games ever made. You should play it. And for some reason, whenever people say it's one of the best games ever made, you should play it, I keep being like, yeah, but, you know, what if I don't want to? And then I don't. But every time I play it, they've been right. It happened with Outer Wilds, it happened with Sekiro, it happened with, you know, all the bangers. And I've started playing Resident Evil 4 now, and it's a banger, straight up. It's good too, because it's... I'm not playing the remake, I'm playing the original. So I like to play the original of most games before I go into the remake, and because of that, I can run it on a handheld while stuff renders. So what I'll do is I'll just animate something, and then while it's rendering, we don't want to be shading yet, we want to be sculpting. While it's rendering, I'll just be like, I'll play a little bit of Resident Evil 4, why not? I gave Mackenzie the Timberland-looking boots. Yeah, she's gotta have them worker boots on, you know, for tough logging conditions. Let me take a little sip of water. Sorry. Ready. Let's bring. Nope, didn't want to draw that. Let's draw sharp about here. There's like a little bit of a mid-tooth thing going on. There we go. That's going up for most of them, so we can just get that out of the way. That'll make it already look a lot more like a tooth. Cool. Does the last one have it? No, it doesn't. So it's just these ones. Oh, God. I didn't symmetrize again. God damn it, I have to go back and do it again. This time it'll work. I'm sure of it. There we go. Now it's working proper. Want to know an underrated food? Ice. Unironically, it's a pretty nice little snack. You know, I've been craving recently though is some Beijing beef from the good old Panda. I've been hankering for it. Probably get some eventually. But I keep not really like thinking of going to Panda Express. It's like it's a place that I'll get a craving for, but I'll never really be like, I'm gonna go. I don't know why. Let's make all this thinner so it's more of like an actual masher of a tooth. Garlic bread's good too. Did that make that look? No, that made it weird and wobbly for some reason. I don't know why that did that. Peculiar. Maybe if we just do it for tip. No, we don't want to do that. What do we do here? Because I do want to make these thinner. I'll morph it back after. Do a little 2D grab thing. Does a child's head fit in this Freddy's mouth? I think so. What is the size of a bear's jaw? Fully opened. If we figure that out, then we have our answer. Let's not bring that down. Let's bring this up. I think that's what the problem is. Bring this up. Make this a little more pointy. Lovely. We'll make this one a little more pointy too. We'll bring this up and then bring this over. There we go. That's looking more like the tooth I want to see. Beautiful. This one, bring this part up and we spiky that bit. And there we go. Nice little mashers and lacerators and, you know, all those scientific names for teeth. Lovely. Look at that. Them some strange, weird looking little teeth. Then we got the bite of 25. Yeah, this will be the bite of. I guess this would be like an ancient nightmarish horror. So the bite of 1400, 1487. Let's get another little line in there just to make it break up the profile a little bit more. Same with this one, honestly, because why not? And teeth always have this one little weird bit at the center. Kind of breaks up the look of it. So go ahead and do that. And then we'll smooth it out just a little bit. Not too much. And them's teeth. See that? Beautiful. Let's actually make this a little more messed up in the back. And same on the inside. We're not really going to see the inside much, but I want it to look good if you do see it. Maybe we'll give it some cavities. I doubt he has good dental hygiene. A little bit more of a cavity there. Messed up in the back there, and then this one needs to be way messed up. Beautiful. Look at them mashers. Cinema. So we got the bite of 25. Wait, I forgot it was 2026. Oh yeah. That's right. It's been a year. God, how are we in 2026 already? I think people are gonna forget the Windows error message sound. Like, I know that it's used mimetically as like a meme. Maybe that'll stay a saving grace. The next generation is gonna hear the Windows like done sound effect, and they're still gonna think, oh, computer error, even though it's like not present anywhere, just because like it's become so ubiquitous in meme culture. It's like how modern phone cameras have the flash sound effect, even though like nobody who's been born in the past like 10 years or so knows what a camera that actually has that in is. But they're like, oh, well, that sound means a camera went off, even though it's not needed anymore. So they just put it in the thing because older generations are like, well, I don't think it took the picture unless I heard it. Did the great meme reset happen? I don't feel like it happened. I wish it did, but I don't feel like it happened. I haven't seen nearly enough Nyan Cat or epic rage comments on my what you call it, my timeline. Wait, yeah, the like little is it a cello? What did they use for it? You know what I mean, though. It's like a string hit, kind of. Now we need to give teeth to the bottom jaw. Alt-H. This is already looking spectacular, by the way, just bringing the jaw back. I am a big fan of that. One thing that I always kind of had, even the heebie-jeebies, is it's something about the way that, like, bears, whenever they yell, they have, like, their bottom lip almost like an entirely different thing from the, you know what I mean? It kind of, like, droops out. Do we have the reference image here? Yeah, they kind of, like, open up their top and bottom lip, which humans can't really do. I don't know why. It kind of just makes me feel like, weird. I guess it's because they're bearing teeth, so it's like, oh, that's an angry bear. So our caveman brain is like, hey, maybe you should run, because that bear's gonna eat you. Okay, so then now we need bottom teeth. We can probably copy this. Bring it down. Love the teardown theme. Honestly, this is an underrated theme. Y 180. No. Rotate X 180. No. Scale Z -1. And then is the orientation wrong? Yes, it is. So we'll flip it. Mesh normals flip. Alright. We're good. Bring this up and in a little bit. Shrink them down because they are a lot smaller on the bottom. Do they now? Hold on. We need to. That's not what I want to do. They go in or out? Okay, they go in. So they're gonna. Whoa. They're gonna need to kind of fold in there when the jaw is closed. Beetlejuice. Oh my god, there's somebody Beetlejuice in chat now. I look away for 2 seconds. Okay. So honestly, we can probably copy these mashies and bring them down. Scale Z -1. Apply scale. Face orientation. Yep, it's all wrong. And it's all broken. We'll flip it so that it's not. And we scale these down. Put them right here and rotate them a little bit. That'll do it. A dab will do ya. These here. There we go. That's proper looking. I like that. It's already looking a lot more intimidating. Let's see. I guess. Are these pretty much the same at the bottom? No, there's a lot more long ones at the bottom. Okay, so we'll do more original ones at the bottom. Don't need to reuse the assets. If it would save us time, it would cost us quality. And we do not compromise here. We're gonna do normals again. Scale X. There we go. Okay, well, it's already failing us. Scale X. There we go. Or actually, hold on, let's subdivide at least first. And then mirror on the Y. Bring it Y-axis over. There we go. Why does it do this to me? That's very clearly not the axis I'm trying to do it on. Actually, wait. Smarter idea. Normal's active element. And now, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Let's actually make these a little more squarish. Bring it up to 5. And then duplicate. Scale on the Z, that's the wrong one. Scale on the Z. Put that there. Bring that forward, put that there. Probably. Goofy summoned Beetlejuice. Oh, god damn it. We're screwed. My wallpaper of my computer's an animatronic me and my friend. You'll love to see it. I had mine as a Mackenzie's Learning Lodge poster I made for the anniversary for a bit, but then I changed it, and now it's the Lighthouse, which is probably one of my favorite movies. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite, but it's one of my favorite, like, top 3 at least. Right behind Interstellar. I don't know what the other third one would be off the top of my head, though. Interstellar's a banger. It's such a goddamn good movie. X, rotate Z. Rotate a little more. Bring it down. This one also down. This one over. Lovely. Scale it inward because it's a little wide. This is gonna be the smallest one. Since I'm low-key brain dead. Oh, my page is out of memory. Well, that can't be good. Hold on. Reloading it. Alright, I don't know. Oh. Okay, did the stream drop out? Everybody scream yes if it did, and scream no if it didn't. Do not exercise restraint. I think we're still good. I hope we're still good. It's telling me we're still good, so I'm gonna believe it. I think it was just the web page went out of memory. I don't know why that happens. It's still going? Okay, good. I don't know why that happens with Opera. It'll just like run out of memory randomly and you have to refresh it. Alright. Oh yeah, since I'm looking brain dead, what's the hell font again? Is it a member thing? I have not directly disclosed what it is, aside from I think when people figured out the whole when body was split, so was soul thing. Which has something to do with it. Alright. Subdivision, mirror, sculpting time. Let's make these mashers strong looking. Do these look right is the question. They look pretty alright. I mean, we can move them up a little bit, but you don't need to too much. Let's make them look a little stronger. This one needs to go up though. Oh, not like that. Alrighty. We'll thin these out a little bit. Lovely. golden. Bring this down. Beautiful. Play Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, and if so, you've seen the game coming back from dead after almost 10 years. I played the first Garden Warfare game and a little bit of the second one. I didn't know it's coming back though. It's pretty cool. I should get into those games again. They had no reason being as good as they were. By all means, they should have been a flash in the pan that we quickly moved on from, but they were actually just good, you know? I'll take it. We need more good games nowadays, but I just didn't expect it. Let's bring those down. Smooth it out just a little bit. Alright, that looks good. I can respect those teeth. Beautiful. Okay. Now, we want to make this bottom bit a little more fleshy. We want to do that right now. How long have we been going? That's the question. Depending on it, if we've been going for like 2 hours, then maybe we settle for just a tongue. It's been an hour 47. It's been almost 2 hours. A little over an hour and a half. Alright, we can go. Let's work on the tongue and see how we feel. Alright, we want to give him a big, long, creepy, weird tongue. Should I say the line? Say the line, Bart! When you plan on streaming again? Every Saturday. At least I'm going to try to. Life does happen, and that sometimes puts it on hold. But if I'm able to, Saturdays. More consistently Saturdays, though, because I got some part-time work now, but I've freed up Saturday specifically. So every Saturday. Next Saturday, we'll stream again. Let's do mesh, cube, bring that down, scale down, subdivision. Subdivision up to like, actually let's just make this have good topology from the get-go for animating. Let's bring it up first. We'll make it up here outside of the skull. And just plop it on in. Scale Z, nope, global. Median point, let's give him a nice good base. Like a tongue like Foxy had kind of in FNAF 4. Let's see. Or that he was planned to have and then never did because Scott's a coward. No. This should be good. Let's make this a little more, what do you call it? Let's flare this out. Flare this in. Sharpen this a little bit. Maybe not. Does that look good? We can inset this. Like this. Lila, a boy or a girl? I'm assuming Lila's a girl. Lila is a girl. like that'll work. Yeah, that looks fine. Bring that down. Put that like right there-ish. I want to bring this all the way back. I'll make the base a little taller. Goofy time for a duel. We go back to back. We take 10 steps, then shoot. Oh god. All right, I'm gonna keep my eye on this. I want to see who the victor is. Nobody fight dirty, okay? We got to duel with honor. There we go. That looks good. Bring that down. We'll bring this up and back and add another bit there so I can bring that up and forward. Is that forward? Yeah. Lovely. Shoot, we did it again. That's crazy. Where's the honor? Hello, what you doing? We are sculpting a nightmarish version of Funtime Freddy, and we've got the skull ready for now. We're gonna have a lot more parts to it, but this is the big part. Have you seen Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 trailer? The chapter will be out in 02/18. I have not. That's one of those series that I'm like, because when it comes to early access stuff, I'm not too big on actively following it. I'm kind of just like, when the game's out, it's out, and I'll play it then, but that's just my personal style. All right, I think that's a good tongue. Let's see what it looks like unshaded, so I can... Yeah, it's got a good, decently low poly count. I like it. No FNAF lore? Indeed. Although I haven't kept up much since... I want to say... Help Wanted 1 or Security Breach-ish? It gets fuzzy past that point, but yes. I do know. This is pretty good. Honestly, I want to see what it looks like with a rig. Single bone. Not bendy bones. Am I stupid? Yes, I am. A, armature, rigify, human, no, animal, wolf. Okay, it's never on the right axis. But we don't want pretty much any of this other than the tongue. Is this the tongue? That's the teeth. That's the tongue. So that one, and that one. Those are tongue. That one, no, that one, that one. Control inverse, X, delete. There we go. Rotate Z, 90. Apply rotation. I wonder what Rigify does. It's very helpful. You haven't used it before, you basically just like can take bones and generate complex rigs from it out of nowhere. It's Very helpful. Let's take these and hide them. Let's make this viewport display. Comes with Blender too, so you just have to like enable it. There's a couple of like plugin add-ons you can get. I just went around and got a bunch of them from a bunch of different places for different uses. But it's very useful. Where is show in front? Am I missing something? There we go, in front. Okay, cool. Take this, move that there, move this point about here, and then this point about here, and then we'll make this the tip. This is not going to be the permanent rig, but I just want to see how it moves for now. Move that there. Okay. And then generate rig should be in here. No. Rigify. Generate rig. Do it. Do it. Do it. Say the line, Bart. Say it. Why isn't it doing it? Octahedral rigify. Bone collection sample. No. Animation advanced. I don't know. Whatever. Frankenstein rigging always gets there. It's whatever. We'll just rig it fully later, and it will look good, I believe. For now, though, that's looking pretty groovy. Look at that. How do we feel about that result? Let's hide this. Nope, not the light. We'll hide that. We'll hide that. What does it look like rendered? Yep, that's a model. It's like a skull. Beautiful. Big fan of how this has turned out. How long have we taken to even do it? Just about 2 hours. I know, is Goofy dying in chat? What's happening? It's over. Goofy's ghost, if you're at the keyboard, say what's up. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of this. I think this looks pretty good. I'm a pretty big fan of how this has turned out. I think... Do I want to do a little bit more? I think we can flesh the bottom jaw up a bit next time. Add some like tendons or something. This is a good starting point. I like this. I think once we get to the body and stuff, that's going to be a lot less, I mean, not necessarily less detail required, but it's going to be a lot less like involved because it's not going to be straight up bones and stuff. It's going to be more like goo tubes and pelts, and that's going to be the majority of it. And then we can make bonbon. And that should be done after that, once we rig it and all that. Pretty proud of where we're at right now. That's a pretty beautiful model. Anyway, ads. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear it. Alright, who said they have fan art? People said they have fan art. It's the end of stream. We can review it now. Stream health. I don't care about stream health. Get it out of here. Alright, I think we got incorporated ad ones. Let's go to channel. Posts. Fan art. Let's take a look at this. This rocks. Big fan of that. Gonna give that a like. Give it a little repost. Repost. Awesome fan art. Post. Lovely. I like the little abyss face. Big fan of that. Love me some abyssal horrors. Alright, next one. Calling the Clown. Let's check this out. Go to channel. There we go. It's Calling the Clown. Look at him. Beautiful. You love to see it. Merry Christmas. I'll give that one a like, even though I didn't get to see it at Christmas. And there's the bear again, for any of you who didn't see it. I think I reposted this one, I'm pretty sure. It's beautiful. We'll say, looking back on Creepy Helpy, he's a little rough. A little rough around the edges when I made him, anyway. I feel like y'all drew him better than I could make him, but it was a learning experience so that we can make this awesome skull. Beautiful, beautiful. Got this commissioned, even pinged you. Remember what I promised you? Everybody in my link show? I don't know. What is it? Where's it at? I can Google it, probably. He aims his pistol at the sky. Wait, yeah. He does a, what's the movie? Point Break? Where it's like you got a little tiny, ugly, what you call him? Ugly Helpy. And he's running away and you got the gun pointed at him, but you just can't bring yourself to shoot him. You just can't do it. Blue sky, okay. What is your blue sky? Or maybe you pinged me on blue sky. Let me go see. If you added me, notifications. Let's see. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-do. Catunova. Catunova. Ah, some classic TF art. I know this all too well from my furry lineage. I hate this UI. There we go. Look at Lila. Beautiful. We got the TF art. There it is. And now it's Lila. Beautiful. We'll give it a like. Do you play Roblox? I do not. I want to make sure that I didn't just... Live 2, yeah. Okay. Lovely. Alright, well anyway. That should do it for stream. Appreciate you guys coming out and watching. This with part 2. I'll have to look at it after stream. But yeah, we should be going again next Saturday. Making more progress on this model. Hopefully we'll be able to turn it into a video not too far off from now. Appreciate you guys coming out. I'll see you next time. Peace.